I would say to you, however, for legitimate fight purposes, Gervonta Davis, to me, is the number one attraction in boxing. He's the number one attraction in boxing.
Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith recently made headlines when he said Tank's power is so overwhelming that he could knock out Stevenson in the very first round. Interview 2.
Lean on the ropes and ultimately counter Tank. No. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not do that to Gervonta Tank Davis. If you got the power...
I haven't seen you this hyped in a long time.
Listen, Gervonta Davis is the real deal.
You
got to be in the middle of the ring.
Yep.
Or in the rope. If you're going to be on the ropes, you want to be in the middle. You don't want to be in one of the corners. Not against Tank, man.
I just want you to know.
Not against Tank. That's what Tank did. We talk about wobble. You ain't never wobbled me and walked right across. I'm not talking about round 2, 3, 4, whatever. I'm talking about opening bell. He walked right across the ring and said,
Backing him up, promoter Eddie Hearn said Shakur Stevenson will rely on IQ and defense against Gervonta Davis, dominating with precision. But one shot from Tank could change everything.
I think I don't know how good the fight will be, but I think Shakur is, again, like pound for pound, IQ-wise, I think he's even up there with a Terrence and those kind of guys, you know. I think the difference with Boots is he's got the defensive mastercraft and he also has the aggressive power to turn your lights out, and I think that's quite different. Do you know what I mean? Like Shakur, I say defensive. I think that's a bit harsh on Shakur, but he's not a huge puncher, but defensively and skill-wise, he's right up there.
Roy Jones Jr., a former professional boxer, said Shakur held the edge due to his discipline, but noted Gervonta Davis had the natural ability to beat him.
Wins it because of his discipline, because he showed against Teofimo that he stayed very disciplined all night, and he's the type of guy, he don't really do a lot of crazy stuff in his life normally, so it's like discipline is a thing that is not only exercised inside the ring, it's exercised also outside the ring. And as we see, sometimes Gervonta has problems with discipline, but we have never seen Shakur have problems with discipline. We've seen him be more disciplined at the right times than we've seen him not have discipline. So with the fight being like it is right now, I would lean towards Shakur because of his discipline, but don't get it twisted. If somebody could beat him.
He further said Gervonta Davis became a serious threat when disciplined and locked and capable of exceeding expectations despite outside distractions.
Discipline got his mind on right. Tank's a problem for anybody. Tank can fight better than most people think he can. It's just that sometimes his outside antics get the better of him, and it makes people think less of him, but don't underestimate Tank Davis. If Tank is motivated and ready to fight, Tank is a problem.
Shakur Stevenson hinted he was stepping into the fight at a completely different level. Confident fans would see a sharper, upgraded version of himself on fight night.
I'm the guy that's gonna put asses in seats, the views, everybody gonna tune into my fights. If we could act like it was the A side of this fight just because you got the belt.
Yeah.
Let's pretend because you got the belt, and I'm coming to challenge you for your belt.
That's what it is right now.
But truthfully, is he the A side?
Like,
I'm the bigger fighter, bro. I'm the guy, bro. Like, I'm the guy, and after I beat him, bro, I'm the face, bro.
Face fire, face.
I don't want to hear him.
Now former American professional boxer Jamal Herring pushed back, saying Shakur Stevenson had already proven himself and deserved to be mentioned alongside Gervonta Davis.
One of them kind of fights where it's like, I remember people watched me with Jamel Herring, and they felt as though I was the best fighter in the world then. So I think that's going to be what comes Saturday night. I think they're going to get that version.
Coach Kenny Ellis brushed it off, saying fan opinions would always be split between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. He made it clear that it's just boxing. If the fight happens, it happens. If not, the debate goes on.
Can't be selective, but then say Shakur Stevenson ain't do nothing. That's what I'm just speaking as just a fan. You know what I mean? Like, Shakur, a three-time, three-divisional world champion, unified world champion. So, he's done something, you know what I mean? And he's done something enough to where if people are bringing him up to you, it's obviously because people want to see the fight. It's not like they bringing up, a nobody. It's like, or somebody coming up in the rankings. And it's like, what have they done? But it's like, this is somebody, y'all in the same weight class. Y'all both hold
Shakur Stevenson claimed he had already figured out Gervonta Davis, saying he knew exactly what was coming and believed he operated on a different level. He added that his versatility allowed him to fight any way he wanted, confident he could control the fight on his terms.
All day with that, and you're going to have Gervonta fans and you have Shakur fans. That's the sport.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it stress you out. This shit is crazy. If they fight, they fight. If they don't, well, they don't. You know?
Shakur Stevenson made it clear he was chasing the biggest fight in boxing against Gervonta Davis, saying everyone already knew what he wanted. He pushed for the matchup to happen, leaving no doubt about his target. Finally,
is right, and this is why he's not gonna be able to beat me. He got one style that he can do, so I know what he's bringing. I know what he's coming with. He's coming straight in, coming straight ahead at me to throw non-stop punches the entire night. There's nothing different that he's gonna do. I'm levels above him because I know that I can do whatever I want. So it depends on what I decide to do that night and how I wanna go in there and fight. You know, sometimes I fight in the pocket. Sometimes I move a little tiny bit, but it depends on how I...
Shakur Stevenson said he had always respected both Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney as top fighters over the years.
What's next? I told you I want the biggest fight in boxing. Yeah. Y'all already know what I want.
Made it clear that he had always believed he was the best among them. He added that even if they would not say it publicly, deep down they knew it too.
Yeah, I felt like them guys was hell of a fighters. Through the years, I done gave these guys credit. But when it really come down to it, I always knew I'm the one. Mm-hmm. Like, I always knew. And I feel like deep down, like, they probably won't say it, but they know. They know.
He challenged Davis to sign the contract and step under the bright lights in front of millions. Now I got you, but like I said, if any fighter have an issue with me because I felt like T.O. was jealous of me, and I told him this several times.
If any fighter have an issue with me, because I felt like T.O. was jealous of me, I told him this several times. Any fighter have any issue with me,
let's do it.
Sign the contract, turn the lights on bright, let millions come around the seats to see what's happening, and pull.
Any fighter have any issue with me, let's do it. Sign the contract, turn the lights on bright, let millions come around the seats to see what is happening and pull up on me. Meanwhile, Timothy broadly highlighted the criticism around Gervonta Davis, noting that many questioned his resume and the level of opponents he had faced. He questioned how much credit Shakur Stevenson would really get for beating Davis, suggesting the reward might be more about money than recognition.
You already know the perception of Tank by many of the boxing pundits and the fans of boxing. You know, you already know how they feel about Tank Davis when it comes to, you know, I hear people talk about his resume. I hear people talking about, well, he's only one division champion. He really only won one belt. You know, the guys that he's faced, you know, he hasn't faced a top tier elite fighter, so on and so forth. So with that being said, why even want to entertain the fight with Tank Davis? I mean, how much credit are you going to really get, Shakur?
Tim advised Shakur Stevenson to stop chasing Gervonta Davis, saying it risked making him look desperate. He stressed Stevenson had too much skill and value to the sport to keep pushing for one fight warning. It could hurt his image and bargaining power.
But I would advise, man, you, leave Tank alone, man, for real. No need to keep beating on a dead horse, man. You know, you too skilled. You know, you got too much value for the sport. You got too much value for, you know, the sport of boxing and your career, man. And, you know, it just doesn't look right you chasing a guy. You know, you call him out once, you know, maybe twice, but then after that, bro, like, hey, let it go. Let it go. Now you looking desperate. You know, now you looking like you need him. And on top of that, you putting a price tag if you were to fight him.
Shakur said Gervonta Davis, Lamont Roach Jr., and Andy Cruz were the most competitive fights at lightweight. He made it clear he preferred facing the best and most challenging opponents. For Stevenson, those matchups represented the highest level of competition in the division.
Legacy at the lightweight division, I think that's the fight, Shakur, that's going to pay you the most money.
I think Tank is the money fight, but the fight that would interest me the most, the one I think would be the best chess match, would be Brother Roach.
I think that Lamont is very underrated. I'm glad because a lot of people don't realize how good he really is.
You know, a lot of people think that Lamont actually beat Tank in that fight. What do you think?
I do. I think Lamont won. I think Lamont won 7-5, 8-4, even without the
knockdown?
Yeah, without the knockdown. That shit.
Shakur said his relationship with Gervonta Davis changed once he became a real threat, claiming the respect turned into tension as his name grew. He explained that Davis began taking subtle shots publicly, which he felt was unnecessary, adding that it seemed like Davis did not want anyone else rising to his level.
Lightweight. I like Andy Cruz. I'm a competitor. So I like the best fights and the most competitive.
Coming back to Roy Jones Jr., who praised Shakur Stevenson as a highly skilled fighter with strong footwork, but pointed out he sometimes moved too far out of range, limiting his ability to counter effectively. He explained this was noticeable against punchers and added that it could make Stevenson's fights look less exciting to fans.
Showing a lot of love, and then once I became a threat, is where like everything switched over. Once like people started talking about me and my name started getting bigger, then it was like I'll go fight and I'll get on Twitter and he'll like post, oh, he did that because it was a cab driver, or he'll just post some like hating ass to where like it was unnecessary to go do that. Cause like I thought we was like cool type shit. But now he like flipped it to turn it like I did something to him and he made it so believe that. But nah, that could just, I think like in his brain it's just one person and no.
Jones agreed that Gervonta Davis showed elite discipline, patiently setting up his punches with precision and timing. He explained that Davis read openings carefully before committing striking only when he was certain. Jones described him as a chess player in the ring, thinking several steps ahead. He added that this calculated approach made Davis one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing.
Fighter, but you gotta learn, and I will hope he will pay attention to this because this is gonna mean a lot for him. His feet are good, but sometimes they take him too far out of range to be able to come back and counter. The last guy he fought, the guy was a good puncher, so when he was jumping back, he was jumping too far back out of range to where he couldn't come back and get something right away.
And reflected on that fight by emphasizing the importance of discipline and pacing in the ring. He pointed out that unlike Frank Martin, a fighter cannot waste energy early or get drawn into unnecessary exchanges, because once fatigue sets in, a powerful opponent like Gervonta Davis will capitalize. Shakur highlighted staying calm, sticking to a smart game plan, and controlling distance are key to surviving and potentially winning against someone with Tank's knockout power.
Of course I agree with that because he shows discipline. Discipline enough to have, he got enough shock on his punch, but he knows how to set the punch up before he does it. He's patient enough to set it up before he does it. He looks at it a few times to make sure he got it. When you know he got it, boom, he get it. That's a real chess player in the boxing ring. That's the most deadly kind of guy you can fight in the world besides a Mike Tyson type guy.
Gervonta Davis training camp is built around explosive power and precision, with every session focused on delivering fight-ending punches. He spends long hours on the heavy bag.
He's an amateur. Frank Martin lost the fight in round one. When Tank walked out and made him do exactly what he wanted him to do, he lost the fight. Frank went out there and just wasted a lot of energy in the first 3 or 4 rounds. And by round 5, round 6, especially with the weight problems that he was having, he got tired. And once he got tired, he ball game.
And making sure each combination is fast, accurate, and dangerous. Interview 20. His goal is not just to outbox opponents, but to land shots that can instantly change the fight. His sparring sessions are intense and highly competitive, designed to simulate real fight pressure. Tank works on reading opponents, setting traps, and firing back with devastating counters. Interview 21. At the same time, his conditioning is pushed to the limit, so he can maintain his power and explosiveness from the first round to the last without slowing down. Interview 22. As the fight approaches, his camp becomes even more focused and dangerous, combining sharp technique with peak physical fitness. By the time he steps into the ring, Tank is fully prepared not just to win rounds, but to break opponents down and finish the fight in dramatic highlight reel fashion.
Come on, both sides. I said 2 days. I said 1, 2, big boy. No hope here. Let's get it. Come on. Oh. Too short. Oh. Roll. Yeah. Get out of there. But again, huh? Right hand, left hand, hook. That's the bad day. So 1, 2, hold on. Now hold.
However, his opponent Shakur Stevenson's training camp for a potential fight against Gervonta Davis would be extremely intense and highly strategic. Every session would focus on defense, timing, and precision to handle Tank's devastating knockout power. Stevenson would work tirelessly on his footwork, counter-punching, and distance management to avoid taking big shots while capitalizing on openings. Sparring in this camp would simulate Tank's explosive style with high-intensity rounds to prepare Shakur for sudden power punches and aggressive pressure. Footwork would emphasize sharp, accurate combinations and defensive reflexes, ensuring he can control the pace of the fight and respond intelligently under pressure. The goal of Shakur's camp will be to enter the ring fully disciplined, mentally sharp, and physically ready to neutralize Gervonta's power by perfecting his technical skills and maintaining a strategic approach. Stevenson aims to not just survive Tank's offense, but to impose his own game plan and dominate the fight strategically.
Roll. 6 again. Roll. Roll that hand. Roll. Step out. 5 inches. There you go. Under. That's it. Look that front one. Roll. There.
If the rumored fight between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson actually happens, it promises to be a clash of two elite styles. Tank's explosive knockout power versus Shakur's technical mastery and precision. Fans are already debating who has the edge, and every training update only adds to the hype. The big question is, can Shakur outbox and outsmart Gervonta's power, or will Gervonta's relentless aggression and knockout ability decide to fight early? Who do you think has a strategy to dominate when the bell rings? If you love this breakdown, make sure to subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss any updates, training camp insights, and fight predictions. Stay tuned, because when these two finally meet in the ring, it is going to be epic.